It's week 4 of the NFL, where we'll see a brawl inside the AFC South. The action is only moments away. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. They come in 0-3 and in desperate need of a win.
And as a team, you start to feel a little bit snake bit. They need something good to happen right now so they know it's not just them. They think they have the makings of a good team.
On the other side of the field for our visitors here, they've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
3-0 versus 0-3. Will current form hold? We'll find out as we're off in week 4. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his second year in the NFL now.
And it's funny how we always talk about how analytics are starting to creep into the game. One analytic that's been there for a long time, teams that start 0-3 usually don't make the playoffs. So we know one quarterback today that's determined to end that slide right now. It's not impossible, but this is a must-win for him and his team.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Opening play, and Stroud will throw it. Short throw into the hands of Jordan. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick first down.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Play action. Here's Stroud. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Call that a gain of 11.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Stroud looking to throw. And that one too wide and incomplete. You look at this defense. This unit, they've struggled a little bit against the pass, ranked number 21 in the league.
What they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against the people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a passing league, so there's the conundrum for them. How do they get better defending the pass?
The result, a first down as a quick slant gets them 14.
Here we go.
And Stroud now to throw. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively. It's 2nd down.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Here's 2nd and 10. Stroud will look to throw once more. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Brought to the ground by the linebacker, Foye Oluokun. Now Kaimi Fairbairn for the field goal try. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And the opening drive of the game yields 3. I think we can safely say they came out to be aggressive on the opening series, Charles. They didn't run the ball once. All that passing, it does get them the 3-0 lead.
I think what we saw their partner was a true definition of football balance, which means doing what you want to when you want to on offense. And in this case, it was throwing the football. They may mix in running the football a little bit more as this game goes on. But this opening drive, while it stalled out, it still gave them 3 points.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
13, Luke.
First carry for the Clemson man, Travis Etienne. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play there, second down. From the shotgun, Lawrence. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Lawrence will throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. A good kick, 49 yards, just 3 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Here we go, let's go.
Stroud. That one complete. It's Tank Dell. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Dumps it off to Mixon. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Throwing now is Stroud. And he can't hang on to it, and the screen never got started. But you look at this defense, currently #1 in the NFL against the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you've got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get down.
Well, they get to Stroud, nowhere to go, and he goes down. Chad Muma, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Even keeping the back in for extra protection on third down, they still couldn't prevent the sack. Now it's 4th and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. The crowd maybe losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Looking to throw, Lawrence. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's second down.
Hey, Lion. 11.
Lawrence. And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up third down.
Hey. Go, let's go. 11. Here we go.
Now Lawrence. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 25 yards that time. Took him 5 tries, but he is able to complete that first pass of the game.
And could you hear the exhale all the way up here? Not just from him, coaching staff, offensive line, receivers. Now he's off the schneid. Can they get him going in a nice groove where he becomes a little more consistent throwing the football?
Because you miss those first 2, but you get up the 0 for 4 range. That can be a little tricky, but able to settle in, hopefully.
Yeah, now you won't have any confidence issues. Now you can kind of get it back even with just one throw.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. Yeah, boy, it is tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. 2nd down. The numbers on the ground for Etienne last week. 16 carries, 72 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, to no one's surprise, he gets an early rep right there, and they've been playing their best ball this season as they built this winning streak. And that includes the ground game, where he's kept the offense productive and put them in position to win ball games. The question now...
It got his man complete. And it's caught. Touchdown. Brian Thomas, his 4th touchdown on the year. And his guys have taken the lead. The fly route works for the TD Graham.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So the drive there took 6 plays. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Here's Tank down to return it from his end zone. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one 28 yards on the ground. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Stroud off the play fake. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Devin Lloyd, the one to get home and earn that sack.
At the 43-yard line.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. An option handoff here to Mixon. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down. And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Tommy Townsend now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is taken around the 12. It's a 45-yard punt and 8 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it. And he will be brought down, but he's got the interception on a final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. Here's Stroud. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And this offense on 3rd down today, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Stroud working out of the gun. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Stephon Diggs with career touchdown number 70. And his guys are going to retake the lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and the lead is now 10-7. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Safe right.
Now Lawrence to throw. They'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 2 yards on the pickup there. And it's 2nd down.
Let's go.
Here's Lawrence to throw. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off. 2nd straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And some space here. And all the way in for the touchdown. Joe Mixon, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown.
Sometimes running plays hit or break so fast, there's no reaction time from the secondary. So I've got to give credit to the offensive line for creating that hole so suddenly. And how decisive was he to take that cut and just go? No one downfield there to stop him.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Now Lawrence. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot it. It's incomplete.
Oh, and that's kind of how it's gone for him so far. That was a ball they needed to get back in this game. A quick strike, a big play. But he led his guy too far, and it winds up over his head.
Take right open. 30 left. 11 Agate.
Here's Lawrence. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And he works free. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Another catch for him there, and the numbers starting to stack up a bit. He's closing in already on a 100-yard game. We're still in the first half. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's taken down inside the 30. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays.
11. Hey, run.
Lawrence going to throw again. A short throw to Ingram. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they can be set up with a 1st and goal.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Hey, kill.
Straight ahead, Etienne. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
13, Luke. Red, 23.
Looking to throw. Lawrence. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit here from 28 yards out. And this one is right through. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late, because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Stroud to throw it. Now he's free at the 35. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that 1st down pickup.
He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Nico Collins, his first touchdown on the year. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the lead now up to 14. 5 plays there on that drive.
And it was Nico Collins who finished it off with a touchdown reception.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Throwing to start the drive. Lawrence.
That's for the former Lion, Josh Reynolds.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Let's go.
Throwing again on 2nd down.
Lawrence. They'll drop that underneath to ETN.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Go, let's go. Here's the 24. Here we go.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass, a run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down.
Going for it, here's ETN.
And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The 4th down run successful. Now they'll look to pay it off on 1st down. Back to throw. Lawrence. He gets it to Thomas. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
And a nice job by the 2 of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hey, I'm gun.
Operating from the gun. Lawrence.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Thomas has got it. Complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half.
Ready up. 11, add it. Hey, go.
Throwing again here. It's Lawrence.
He's got Thomas yet again complete. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
Lawrence will throw.
Steps away. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Trevor Lawrence.
A 5-yard touchdown run. And his guys have made this a 1-score game now.
Hey, you're down on the scoreboard, but now your offense is in close, and this is where, as a quarterback, you say, I've got to make a play here. Doesn't matter whether it's a pinpoint throw or a scramble like this one. He takes matters into his own hands and delivers a touchdown run.
A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all.
And it was capped off by Trevor Lawrence taking it in himself. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend.
Taking a shot for Dell here.
And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Throw right side, taken in by Collins.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Now Stroud. He'll drop this one down to Mixon.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
And Stroud now to throw. That's complete to Dell.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that will bring up second down.
Here we go.
Throwing now is Stroud.
And Diggs has it. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
3rd and 3. The throwing again is Stroud. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. Lawrence.
And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter.
Take right open. 13, Luke.
Final play of the half. It's Lawrence. Oh, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence. And he will be out of bounds with no time remaining on what will be the final action of this first half.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again, everybody. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we close out the first quarter of this season. We'll get started up at Lucas Oil Stadium in the capital city of Indianapolis. And it's the Colts who've been the better of the 2. They lead at halftime. 2 touchdown passes there for Anthony Richardson. From there, we head up to Wisconsin to check out the Packers at home in Lambeau. And they lead the visiting Minnesota Vikings at halftime. Christian Watson, a touchdown catch in that first half. Lastly, let's get to the Windy City. See what's happening with the Bears at home at Soldier Field. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Puka Nacua, a touchdown catch in that first half. We just watched a very good first half out of the Ohio State man, C.J. Stroud. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission. We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you'd have to think, the team whose defense shows up in the second half is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory.
All right,
with both
Coach,
of these
thanks.
offenses
Yeah,
having their way, it's not likely they'll need to be doing a whole lot at halftime. But the defenses are definitely in need of some adjusting. And for the call of the second half, let's go back out to Brandon and Charles.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The visitors' offense and Trevor Lawrence getting set for this next drive. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag is down. This could possibly be a push-off.
Offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Second down.
Here's the 24. 30 left.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
That's caught on the left side by Kirk. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds.
How to approach this. Third down and 16 yards to go. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
Xavier Howard with a good coverage that time as he was there and knocked it away. Here's Logan Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line.
The home team's offense and C.J. Stroud getting ready for this next drive. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right?
You would. And in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case,
yeah, not the case.
Not at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about saying defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really hot level.
They've been hot so far.
From the 44 now, here's 2nd and 4.
On the quick, right?
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 44-yard line.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud.
Man open. That's complete to Dalton Schultz.
Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Here we go.
A shotgun snap to Stroud. On the move past the 40.
And finally down at the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Mixing up the middle.
Devon Hamilton with the tackle.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on 1st down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
All right.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down.
He gets away from one. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
112 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
All right.
Mixon. will take it in. Touchdown.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during the series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. Now Lawrence. And this one is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up. Converged on his man and broke the play up.
Hey, Ron. 11, Haggett. 11.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
And this offense needed something to try and seize the momentum a little bit. That might have been exactly what they needed. Now they have a chance to go downfield and score and cut into the lead.
So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10.
Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Hey, go.
They'll send the tight end in motion left.
From midfield now, Lawrence.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. He's having a big game through the air, and sometimes those smart decisions just dump it off. That's how you continue to have big games through the air.
I agree totally. That's a great analogy, a great way to put it, because he doesn't get too greedy where everything has to be pushed downfield, trying to create big plays that aren't there. You dump it off and take that nice gain, and things add up, and now you have the kind of game he's having.
Reynolds will go in motion right. Here's Lawrence.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
They'll try and run for it.
And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stopped.
The red challenge flag making an appearance. Doug Peterson not liking what he saw there. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field
winds up a very smart decision to throw the flag. They reset the spot, and now that's a 1st down. On first down, right back to ETN. Down to about the 37.
Well, it's tough time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Now Lawrence.
Pressure comes and down he goes. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up third. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down.
Defense.
Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference call, but for a second there, I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
You were Othello?
Not a good one, let me tell you.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Hey, think right.
Now Lawrence to throw. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
From the gun on third down, Lawrence. He'll get that underneath ETN.
And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence.
Eluding the pressure right. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
It was starting to become a game for him to forget with the interceptions, but that's a step in the right direction. Not only did he choose to run it instead, but he saw the field well and made a nice pickup to get a new set of downs.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10.
Looking to throw. Lawrence. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports as we are set to bring you the home stretch here, the 4th quarter.
This is 2nd and 8.
Think right, open. Here we go.
Back to throw. Lawrence.
That's going to be caught by Bigsby.
They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. 3rd and 7 now.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
30 left.
From the gun, it's Lawrence.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Derek Stingley picks it.
And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
And that pretty much has been the storyline, Charles. This defense, they seem to be one step ahead from the start of the game until now.
And you identified it perfectly, and we can see the frustration that's settling in now. And it's probably been there for a long time, but now it's evident because you can see it in their faces, you can see it in their body language, maybe even a little bit in that play call that ended up maybe closing them out.
That's complete. It's Collins. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
All right. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Stroud. That is caught by Dell.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Play action. Stroud now.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's second down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Here we go, let's go.
At the 42-yard line.
Inside handoff to Mixon. They're able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37. Now a stoppage here. We'll get another timeout. That's going to leave him with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter.
Now Stroud. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he will take it in for the touchdown.
Nico Collins
with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it was Nico Collins who finished it off with a touchdown reception.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth quarter hole.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Thomas. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This will be 3rd and 6. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
That is caught.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Now a throw here out wide. He might be looking to throw this again.
And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about.
Offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Hey, Lion.
Lawrence will throw.
He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And now here is another interception.
Picked by Jeff Okudah.
And he is all the way up past the 25. I'm starting to wonder, Charles, 5 interceptions, is that the last that we've seen of him?
Well, I think that a lot of people hope that's the last they've seen of him in this game, probably including himself. If this were baseball, the manager would have been at the mound already and asked for the ball, and he'd be in there getting a shower. But in football, you might have to go stand on the sideline and watch the rest of it and see if your backup can do any better.
Back to Mixon on 1st down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. They try to eat some clock with Mixon. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back.
They'll come up now 3rd and 3.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he will have the 1st down as he's brought down up near midfield.
A gain of 4 yards. And a 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Again, it's Mixon, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At their 48-yard line.
A handoff, running left, Mixon. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the home team here, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first win of the season here in Week 4. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the defeat is their first of the year as they drop to 3-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.